Yeah, I'm a little upset because the secret's out. I'm a Power Ranger. But that's the first rule of a Power Ranger. I'm not a very good one, I guess, because you're not supposed to let anyone know your secret identity. But yeah, we're just all having fun. The D-line, we call ourselves the Power Rangers. We started that last year, and because I'm a chronic Power Ranger fan. I love Power Rangers, I always did. And I just brought it to the guys, and they all loved the idea. And every day before practice, that's one of our handshakes. We all morph. And, we all morph and power up. When that helmet comes on, it's morphing time. It's time to power up. And every time I get a sack, that's always my sack celebration. I morph. So, it's just something we kept with from last year. And then every time a guy leaves, they pass it on to the next Ranger.
So who was what color?
I held the power of the White Tiger. I was the White Ranger. Carlos was the Mastodon, the Black Ranger. Big Dex, we put Big Dex in pink. He looks good in pink. There's a lot of material, a lot of pink. But no, not at all. He embraced it. It's all love. Big Clee, he was the Green Ranger, and Jabril, with his dreads hanging out the back of the helmet, back of the mask, he was the Blue Ranger.
What's your favorite Ranger?
White Ranger, the White Tiger. Oh yeah.
How surprised was Coach when you showed up in his hat?
Oh yeah, he was real surprised. He loved it though. We went to Coach Brooks and Coach V's, and yeah, they loved it. They just knew we were having fun, having a good time. And we call Coach Brooks. Coach Brooks is actually Zordon. That's his. That's his title. And if you guys ever noticed, it was like destiny because the Oculus now looks like the command center. So every morning, Coach Brooks texts us when there's an early meet, and I'm always like, affirmative, Zordon, on my way to the command center. That's always my reply. So yeah.
What's more fun, doing that, or let's go back and look at that nasty hit you put on 81 the other night where he left his feet. What's more fun?
Both are pretty fun. Yeah, just messing around with the guys and being Power Rangers, that's cool. But yeah, that hit, I didn't like the way he pushed Van, and he was kind of in the way, so I gave him a nice little shot. Yeah.
Do you have anything to say to you afterwards?
Not really. Just couldn't really say much, I guess.
Can you kind of take us through that final drive where you stopped Florida State, and what would you all say, before taking the field, and how were you able to get such good pressure on it?
Well, we were just really motivated. We knew that we had a chance to put, to really seal the deal earlier in the game, and we didn't do that. But then offense did their job, scored in like a minute, and and then it was our time. We had the offense did their part. We all just talking amongst ourselves as a defense. It was like, now it's our turn. We got to finish the job. We got to go get this stop for the team, and we were just able to pull it together and get a few sacks, force them to jump off sides 2 times in a row, which was really big. Took them out of field goal range, and we just made the plays when we needed to.
Did you feel like you're getting in their heads, the offensive line, at one point?
I definitely feel like it's safe to say that. Why else are they jumping off sides twice in a row, or and then at that point there was a couple holding calls, and like that late in the game they were just making some critical mistakes that cost their team. So and I feel like we do just a good job as a defense, bringing pressure and just playing physical, and we posed a challenge for their offensive line all game.
They were able to connect on several deep passes. Did that put kind of up the pressure on the defensive line to be able to get pressure?
Yeah, really, because we just had an extra sense of urgency. We know they were completing a lot of deep balls. We really had to get a lot of pressure, and they did a good job in their scheme, cutting us and trying to find ways to block us and keep us out of the quarterback's face.
You went through it last year, but first college football playoff rankings, you got to pay attention to it. What does it mean right now?
I have no choice but to pay attention to it, and somewhat I'm not going to go out of my way, but I'm sure I'll know what's happening, what's going on. There's no way to really avoid it, but it doesn't really mean anything to me. It doesn't really mean anything now after 8 games. For the last 2 years, I'm pretty sure the first ranking, when the rankings were first let out, they weren't the same at the end of the season. So you can't really pay attention to it. Just keep playing every game and focusing every game and preparing to as hard as you can to win every game.
Did your toughest challenge in facing an offense like Syracuse that likes to get the ball out super fast?
Yeah.
In 2 seconds, they want that ball out.
Right.
The pressure's going to be tough.
Right. Yeah. It really is. It's really a unique challenge because, like you said, that quarterback, he gets the ball and it's out of his hands before he barely could get out of his stance, and that's a pretty good game plan on their part. And it's going to be tough to provide pressure, but DBs are going to have to do a good job in coverage to give us another second to really get pressure on the quarterback, and we're just going to have to, they run a lot of plays a game, so we're going to have to stress ourselves as we can practice, make sure our conditioning and everything's on point because, running 80 to 100 plays, that's not easy to defend. So.
What's your general takeaway, just on how crazy this last month has been with 3 of those 4 wins? Have you ever experienced a stretch like that with those kind of victories coming down to the end like that?
I mean, no, I haven't. But, yeah, I mean, it's just great for us as a team because we're battle-tested now. We know how to win close games. We know how to go get it when we need it. And, I mean, obviously you want to it doesn't really matter when you win a game. Like, you won the game. It doesn't matter how many points you win by. But sometimes, it's better to get a blowout win and just relax a little bit more and not have so much stress late in the game. But as long as we win, I'm happy.
Is there something extra special about winning in that fashion when you do it that many times over the span of a month? Does it help bring the team closer together?
It really does, and it just lets us know, like, when we need it, when we got to have it and we need it, we're going to go get it. I mean, I feel like we're at our best when there's a lot more pressure and there's a lot more stress. Just as a defense, as an offense, we seem to always pull through in those situations. And it's going to be good for us going on to the season because I'm sure that won't be our last close game if we want to go to where we want to get to. And we're going to have to deal with that a lot this year. So it's good for our development as a team.
In some ways, is winning like that almost more beneficial than playing a near-perfect game and winning 45-7? I know you'd rather do that, but is there other...
In some ways, because, I mean, it's like... You can get a little complacent maybe at times if you're just blowing teams out, and you might not do the little things you really need to do. So these games are really good for us. Going back, practicing, really focusing each week, and just regrouping.
How nice was it to see Austin Bryant in on a couple of sacks, and how important is it to have him back in the rotation?
It's really important. I'm really excited for him. Glad he's back and everything. Just adds more depth to our D-line and just another guy we can throw out there who's played a good amount of football and could really get his job done. I was jumping up and down when he got that sack, laid a good hit on Francois, and I was really happy for him and glad he's back with us, and he seems to be back to his game. It's funny how quick he kind of got back into it. He only played 2 games after missing 6 of them, so it's good that he's back and can help us.
What characteristics do the Power Rangers exemplify that you guys do as well?
Well, we're just, man, I mean, we're tough. We never give up. We fight the forces of evil. Yeah, that's it.
Talk about Syracuse and the tempo. You guys gonna have heavy track shoes on this week. Those guys are waiting for the ball out there. Have you guys talked about that in the meetings yet?
Yeah, we're really gonna have to be ready to play. Like I said, we're gonna have to really stress ourselves this week because they're running 80 to 100 plays a game, and that's just you're gonna have to be ready to run. The ball's coming out quick, ball's coming out hot. And they move faster than really any other team in college football. I mean, so we're just really gonna have to be ready, get in after practice, do maybe some more extra conditioning just to be in shape and be ready to run this week.
You learned one thing from last year, going down the stretch of the season, coming out of that Florida State game. That's kind of the last big game for a couple of weeks. You got to keep that focus. Did you learn something last year you can take over this year?
Well, really, with the approach we've taken in every game is, every game's a big game. I mean, obviously, Florida State has more of a name than Syracuse, but if we lose to Syracuse, then you realize how big that game is and how meaningful that game really is. So, from a preparation standpoint, we can't really lose focus. We're gonna have to prepare every game like it's Florida State, every game like it's Louisville, or every game like it's the national championship. So.
Christian, has there been any mention at all? Said he's paying attention to the playoffs tonight, but has the team talked about it? The coaches addressed it with you guys, or are you guys totally going down?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Coach Wendy did address it, just saying like he told us that the playoff rankings are coming out tonight. He just said don't really get caught up in all the hype and where we're ranked, because it doesn't really matter now. It matters all at the end of the season and when playoff time's about to start. So.
You were largely ignored preseason when it came to a lot of the watch lists and All-American lists and so forth, but ESPN just ranked number 16 in the country, regardless of position. How nice was that to get that honor and that kind of acknowledgement? I
mean, it's a nice honor. I'm happy that my accomplishments and everything I'm doing is being acknowledged, but at the same time, my job isn't done. Everything I want to accomplish here at Clemson, everything I want to accomplish this season, as a team and individually, you know, we haven't reached those goals. So I mean, so I'm still gonna work every day, work every practice, you know, prepare as hard as I can, and you know, I don't really care about any of the individual acknowledgments more than I do the team. I mean, I'll take an ACC championship, a national championship over the Heisman. I don't, you know, none of that really matters to me. So.
Bring it full circle. How hyped are you for this Rangers movie?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. March 24th, right? Yeah, I'm ready. I got another release date. I'll be the first one in the theater. I have my popcorn ready. I'm gonna watch. I hope they really don't mess with the originals too much, because that might make me pretty upset if the storylines are like all way off and everything. I mean, hopefully they get some of the original actors in it. That would be really cool to see. You know, squeeze them in there. Yeah.
Can you sing the intro song?
Oh, of course, but I'm not gonna sing it for you guys right now. I need a drink of water if I'm gonna get my singing voice right. What was that? Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I used to have it all back in the day. Had the PJs, had the pillowcase, the cover, everything. I was really a big time Power Ranger fan. My brother actually makes fun of me now till this day. When I was like 3 or 4 years old, he used to come home every day from school, and I used to be watching the movie every day like that. Like when he'd leave, I have the movie. Like he'd put the movie in for me. He'd come home from school, and the movie would still be on. And I broke the VCR several times. I remember one time I almost cried. I cried because the tape came out of the VCR, and that was a real sad day for me. I thought it was over. I didn't know what I was gonna do from there, but we got another tape, and it was all good.
What
So.
did you do before DVR, right?
Right. Yeah.
Is that the Ooze movie?
Oh yeah, of course, the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. Still my favorite movie to this day. So.
All set.
Thanks, Christian.
Thanks for